Alright, I'm gonna squeeze this video in here very quickly before the first game against Mallorca tomorrow, because I think this is something that has to be addressed and it's important. Now I know everything that happened with Ter Stegen over the summer is it's over, it's been resolved, whatever. That's why I'm not gonna comment specifically on that. I'm here to talk about today, once again, because I've done it before on YouTube and TikTok numerous times. I'm here to talk about Ter Stegen as a player, a goalkeeper for Barcelona, and what his legacy essentially is at the club. Because I have a I guess, different take on him in comparison to most people that I've seen on the internet, and it's interesting that it is that way. But let's just get right into it here. So, firstly, do I think Ter Stegen is a great goalkeeper? Do I think he's a good goalkeeper? Do I think he's the right goalkeeper for Barcelona? And has he been the right goalkeeper for the past 10 years? No, simply no. He is not at the level that people make him out to be. And I'll go into why people like him so much, especially the locals in Barcelona, a bit later on. But do I think he's the goalkeeper people make him out to be? No. Look at on a standard statistical level, he is not. He is not the goalkeeper people make him out to be. Go to the percentiles of his stats. When it comes to crosses stop percentage, I will admit he's actually pretty good in that regard based on what I've seen, not on the stat, but what I've seen. He is good at crosses stopped. So he is in the 89th percentile of that. Of course, defensive actions inside the penalty area and just, defensive actions in terms of being away from the goal, like actually coming out of this goal situationally, he's good in that regard. But when it comes to shot stopping, when it comes to basically imposing himself when attackers are through a goal, when an attacker takes a shot from close to the net, I mean, this is woeful. It's one thing to be average, be in the 50th percentile, be in the you know be in the 40th, 60th percentile, like in an average number. He is literally low. Like it is ridiculous how low of a percentile he is in here. Talk about the post shot expected goals. Basically, after a shot is taken, how expected is that goal? Like after a shot is taken, is that ball expected to go in back in the net or no? Based on his saves and the way he dives for the ball, he is not good. He is not good at shot stopping. You talk about goals against him. He is average in that regard. He does not stop goals. Talk about his clean sheet percentage. Very, very low. He is 11th in the 11th percentile of that. And overall, just the percentage, the save percentage, everything is low regarding him. So on a statistical level, he is not a good goalkeeper, and he really hasn't been for at the very least the past 6 7 years. At the very least, fair enough. We can talk about 2014 to 2017. Since then, especially now after his surgeries, I mean, he's had like already a back surgery. He has another one right now. He's had numerous knee surgeries. So he is if he wasn't that great back then, now he is especially not good. So that's the first thing. Secondly, you compare him in the big moments. When we talk about recent history, forget Oliver Kahn, forget Casillas, forget even for someone like Yashin. We talk about recent history. Look at what Courtois does for Real Madrid. Look at what Emi Martinez has been doing for Argentina. You talk about Neuer for Germany and Bayern. Ter Stegen, while Neuer was an actual active goalkeeper for Germany, Ter Stegen couldn't sniff playing time for Germany. Like literally, he couldn't see a minute of playing time, whether it was a friendly, whether it was uh, an irrelevant tournament, Nations League, World Cup, qualifiers. Doesn't matter what it is. Ter Stegen could not sniff a minute as a goalkeeper for Germany while Neuer was there. It's only now that Neuer retired that Ter Stegen actually has a chance to be the goalkeeper. And you talk about Germany having numerous different managers: Joachim Low, Flick, Nagelsmann. Nobody has used him. I mean, fair enough. Yeah, Neuer is a legend, one of the greatest goalkeepers ever. But surely somewhere, if Ter Stegen's that good, he could have seen minutes, but it hasn't happened. Like I said before, look at Courtois for Real Madrid. Madrid, the way they've won UCLs in the past few years has not been most convincing of performances. If anything, it's been Courtois saving them because Madrid are being pinned back by Man City, by Bayern, by whoever it is. It's Courtois saving them from conceding 3, 4, 5 goals, and then Madrid capitalizing on their other chances. Talk about Emi Martinez for Argentina. Look at the saves he's made for Argentina in the two Copa Americas that they've won and in the World Cup. Just that save against Colomboani alone is bigger than anything Courtois Ter Stegen's done in the past 6 or 7 years. The only big moment I can remember Ter Stegen in recent history making an insane save is the penalty save against Sevilla when Barca had to make a comeback in the Copa del Rey semifinal, I think it was, back in 2021. Other than that, I do not recall anything. And you talk about the biggest losses in Barca history. The loss to Liverpool, comeback, of course. Roma, of course. Bayern 8-2. I mean, fair enough. Yes, it isn't 100% his fault. No, obviously, it's a team sport. But surely you do better there. I guarantee you, if Courtois was Barca's goalkeeper in the 8-2 versus Bayern, it would not be 8-2. If anything, it would be if anything, it would be even a draw maybe. Maybe it would have been 3-2 to Bayern, 3-1 to Bayern. And you take a look at all of these things combined, the successful side of it, big moment side of it. He is just not the player that made out to be. Now, let's get into the person he is. Because what Ter Stegen specializes in is writing these essays, writing these sob stories about him, and directly addressing the Barcelona fans, especially the locals, in Catalan when he posts these essays, these DBQs on social media after a big loss, especially. He's good at that. Go to his Twitter, posted some advertisement July 3rd, and since then you have one, two, three, four tweets regarding directly direct addresses to the Barca fans. Dear coolers, dear coolers, dear coolers. Every single message, even here. Look at this. I mean, he's always addressing the Barca fans, the locals, and for that reason, they love him. They love that he is basically immersing himself into the culture. They love the fact that he likes them, I guess, and managed to captivate the fans, the locals especially. And these, by the way, are the same people that voted in Sandro Rosé in 2010 as the Barca president. Horrible president. They're the same people who voted in Bartomeu in 2014, the worst president ever. So when you see somebody like this, where half of his half of his, I guess, legacy at the club is addressing the fans and being good at managing the public regarding his perception, that arises some questions because clearly it's not the performances that are enticing the fans to watch him, to like him. At some point, the most of the fans that are supporting him, which are a lot of them. I mean, if you go to his IG page, you have people acting like he cured world hunger, like he cured cancer, and it's definitely not because of the performances. So, is he the worst goalkeeper ever? I don't think so. Is he the best goalkeeper ever? Nowhere near it. Do I think he's the right goalkeeper for Barcelona currently? No, I think he should never play for Barca ever again. Do I think he was the correct goalkeeper for Barca within the last 11 to 12 seasons that he's been there? Definitely not. And the proof is right there. I mean, look at the big game performances. He's never imposed himself for Barcelona, like I said numerous times. Never imposed himself. And when you take a look at these things all together, and you see the way the fans support him, it become like the question that it bears is, do they support him because of the performances, or do they support him because of the fan management, because of the BBQs that he writes on social media addressing the fans? Like I said, I don't think he's the goalkeeper people make him out to be. He's definitely not that. And I think now that Barca signed Jean Garcia, it's probably the best move that Barca made, even though it happened approximately 6 years too late in terms of signing a young goalkeeper. And what's also important to address was when Claudio Bravo was at Barcelona and he split I guess, the playing time with Ter Stegen. Bravo had the league, Ter Stegen had the Champions League, and I think the Copa del Rey as well. That was the case. Ter Stegen did not like that. He wanted to play all the minutes possible for Barcelona, and I think Bravo touched on this once he retired in an interview where club basically let Bravo leave to Man City because Man City wanted Ter Stegen. He didn't want to go to Man City, so they got Bravo instead, and Ter Stegen wanted all the minutes whatsoever. If you can see what Man City does now, Pep actually the whole time was they've always had two goalkeepers that split the responsibilities. You have the league goalkeeper and you have the cup goalkeeper. The most recent one is Ortega with Ederson. I think Ortega's left now, and I think it's going to be Trafford now. But the point is that Ter Stegen is the goalkeeper that wants to play every single minute, and he's internally he's not the nice guy that everybody thinks he is. So I think on a personal level, he's not what the dressing room needs. I don't have anything personal against him. Obviously, I don't know who he is, but when it comes to his role in Barcelona, especially now that he's captain. When you talk about things like him not addressing the fans after a game because he's upset that he didn't play against Inter when he was injured for the whole season, that's obviously something that you have to criticize. And I think that because of that, he should have been gone already 5 years ago. So the fact that it's not happened then means that he should definitely be gone by now. And the fact, like I just said, now that John Garcia has been signed is a big signing. Hopefully, he has a monstrous first season, and then he's on to the rest of his contract at Barcelona, whatever that may be. But yeah, this is basically what I think on Ter Stegen, and I don't want to make any more videos regarding him because I've made numerous on multiple platforms. I actively not talk, but I actively bring him up in a negative sense on Twitter because that's just the app where I do it too much, a lot of those things. But yeah, so Mallorca play versus Barca tomorrow. The first three games against Barca for Barca are going to be away because of the Camp Nou. They thought it was going to be ready by last season. It's actually not ready yet. Textbook Barcelona. But let's see how they fare in that game, and I'll make a video reviewing that.